Welcome back to Denner LaPlants, where designing living homes is our passion. Today, we'll show you how to set up a beautiful, beginner-friendly nano aquascape using our easy category planted in vitro tissue culture cups. You will also find a written step-by-step guide and all the technical information for this layout on our homepage. Check the link in the description. An island-style layout was selected to provide a natural look with a bushy highlight. This style of layout can be maintained with regular trimmings to create a neat, compact look, or allowed to grow wild for more of an untamed jungle variation. As previously mentioned, all Denner LaPlants easy category species were selected to create an aquarium that is easy to maintain. While all plants will benefit from CO2, quality lighting, and nutrients, these factors are not absolutely necessary for our easy category plants. Planted in vitro tissue culture cups were chosen due to their exceptional quality and large portion sizes. They are grown in sterile laboratory conditions, guaranteeing a healthy, snail-free, algae-free, and pesticide-free start. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the Denner LaPlants YouTube channel for more tutorials like this. Now let's get started designing a living home. First, add 1 6-liter bag of a clay-based aquasoil. Using aquasoil specifically developed for the planted aquarium provides optimal conditions for housing beneficial bacteria and storing vital nutrients that the plant roots need to thrive. We recommend Dennerless Scaper soil. Slope the substrate slightly toward the back to provide a look of increased depth. Next, using the planted tissue culture cup labels, divide the substrate into 3 rows. The background, the midground, and the foreground. Each row should contain 4 plants, from left to right. The background will contain the tallest plants, and the foreground will contain the shortest plants. This helps establish a sense of depth and scale in your aquarium. If this is your first aquarium, we recommend sticking to the recipe and using the same species as us. If you're a more advanced planted tank hobbyist, feel free to substitute any of the plants for different species of your liking. Just remember to keep tall plants in the back and short, compact species in the front. We'll begin by planting the foreground. We recommend planting with 1 cup per palm size of soil, but additional plants can be added to provide an even denser look from the start. After dividing each planted cup into 4 to 6 portions, use a pair of aquascaping pin sets to bury the plant portions into the soil so that they are firmly positioned. We'll work from left to right. First, add the 2 cups of Marsilea hirsuta. These are tiny clover-like plants that work great in the foreground. Next, add the 2 cups of Eleocharis pusilla on the right. These are finely textured grassy plants that can be trimmed short when kept in the foreground. Eventually, the Eleocharis and Marsilea will blend to create a very natural look. Now let's work our way up to the midground. Once again, we'll plant from left to right. First, add 1 cup of the Eleocharis pusilla. This can be allowed to grow a bit taller in the midground to provide some height. Next, add Hygrophila pinnitifida for some color and textural contrast. On the right side, add Cryptocoryne purpurea to continue our trend of color contrast. Finally, add Helanthium tenellum broadleaf all the way on the right to frame the red plants and finish up our midground. All of these plants will provide a combination of height, color, and textural contrast to define the midground and separate it from the foreground. Let's move on to the background. First, add Helanthium bolivianum quadricostatus on the left side. This will provide a tall, grassy look. Next, add 2 cups of Heteranthera zosterafolia from left to right in the middle of the background. These will form the tall rear center of our island layout and will eventually blend with the midground to provide a natural look. Finally, let's finish framing the island on the right with the addition of Pogostemum deccanensis. Normally, the same plants are added on the left and right of a layout to provide balance, but a little asymmetry can provide the very sought-after aesthetic of of nature's chaos. Now that we're finished planting, it's time to fill the tank with water and attach the filter and CO2. For the first week, we recommend doing daily 50% water changes as the new soil will be releasing ammonia. In the second week, we advised water changes every other day. During the third week, you'll do water changes every 2 days, and so on until you get to 150% water change per week. A complete liquid fertilizer can be added 2 weeks after setup and dosed daily or weekly depending on your lifestyle. 2 weeks after setup, the plants are establishing well, with noticeable growth everywhere. Floating plants are added to help absorb excess nutrients and reduce the chances of nuisance algae taking hold. We decided to add the stunning red root floater, Phyllanthus fluitans, but you can substitute any floating plant of your liking. The algae crew, composed of horned nerite snails and Neocaridina shrimp, are added to help keep algae at bay. 4 weeks after setup, the island layout is beginning to take shape. A careful trimming of the fast-growing stems and runners can help reinforce the intended shape of the layout. Alternatively, the plants can be allowed to grow wild for a more jungle-like aesthetic. 6 weeks after setup, the plants are well-rooted and are absolutely thriving. Notice the wild growth of the Heteranthera zosterofolia. This plant is a fast grower and will benefit from a trim every 2 weeks to prevent it from dominating the layout. Holanthium runners can also be pruned to keep them tidy and in position. 8 weeks after setup, the layout is fully mature and after a careful trimming, is ready for its final photograph. We've decided to name this beautiful nano layout Shibui, a Japanese term, describing something that is simple in its aesthetic and unobtrusive in its beauty. While most of the plants have a grassy look, their subtle differences blend well with varying shades of green and unique leaf patterns. The addition of a stunning betta fish adds a splash of color and resembles a butterfly in a grassy field.